Alright, I'm back. I apologize I missed last week's episode. I had a vacation got in the way. And immediately before the vacation, I was sick. I almost didn't go on the vacation because I was sick. So, I didn't have a pre-recorded episode. So, it was just a boring week for all of us. That being said, I don't remember where we are or what we were doing. That was a couple weeks ago. So, this will all be new to all of us. We'll see what happens. I remember in the previous episode, I did that somber thing, finding the wreck of the Normandy. And that was a shorter episode, so I don't know, maybe this will be a shorter episode, and we'll see if that trends better. And how often do people have a whole hour to sit around listening to some random attempted author / science fiction nerd play video games. Here we are, Mass Effect 2 taking forever to load again. Okay, so we just fixed the brown on our armor. It was supposed to look brown instead of gold. I figured out what was wrong with my wireless keyboard. For some reason, that specific USB port on my computer that I had the transceiver for it plugged into doesn't want to work in that one. But now, plugged into a different USB port, worked great, as you can see.
Commander, there's a message waiting at your private terminal. I believe it's from Counselor Anderson.
I'm gonna think about looking at that email. That doesn't mean I'm going to look at it. We already looked at those two, didn't we? Enter orbit on an unexplored planet. I'm out of probes, though. Tidally locked, chain of craters. Yeah, see? No probes. So, I guess there isn't anything we can do here. Unless we go back. To Omega.
We have used half our fuel.
And now we can go back and finish exploring planets. So, I don't know. I already said this is probably going to be a short episode. Maybe I won't do anything exciting. And I'll just complain about the price of virtual fuel as I probe all these weird planets.
Launching probe.
There's something there. Nothing really worth sending a probe at, though. There we go.
Probe
Platinum.
away.
Why not? It's just a game. This is probably...
Probe away.
I know I complain about this game a lot. This is probably one of my least favorite things that they added into it. I don't feel like it really needed to be added. I mean, we did just fine in the previous Mass Effect.
In research projects, Element Zero is used for bioamp and Omni-tool upgrades, which allow squad members who have biotic and tech powers to be much more effective.
You know, we spent the previous Mass Effect game without having to do this tedious stuff.
Probe away.
And it was just fine. We all love that game. And we still got to, on occasion, scan planets and find things and so on.
Launching probe.
Ooh, there we go.
Launching probe.
Scanner results are still good. There's a lot of stuff here, I guess. But alright, I'll take it.
Probe launched.
Anyway, I've got other things to do. Other planets to probe. Moderate.
Probe launched. Launching probe.
That wasn't it. Explored. From, you know, an academic standpoint, it is always interesting rolling around looking at all these planets, you know, whatever they've made up.
Launching probe. Probe launched.
Our shepherd here's gonna go broke just buying probes.
Probe away.
Yeah. Now that I've got more probes, I can finish scanning these other two planets that I kind of did dirty earlier. There we go.
Launching probe.
That's a thing.
Launching probe. Probe launched.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend a probe on that. shoot something at that, though. Well, I understand it is a relevant part of the story, but this is one of those chapters that would get, you know, or if it was a movie. If this is a movie, it'd just be a montage. Some good 80s music and everybody, you know, excited looks on their faces, finding all these resources while they're, you know, at their workstations running the scanners and launching the probes, and Garrus is doing calibrations. And that would be a great scene. It'd be short, you know, 30 seconds, heartwarming, and successful. But I feel, you know, a video game, as players, it's wasting our time. You know, oh, that's poor. I don't even need to F that noise. I feel like there's better ways to get us dopamine hits. We'll go back to the Omega system since it's only 60% explored. Finish probing stuff. And then buy more probes. What do we have here? Another weird planet with a name I can't pronounce. Methane ammonia gas giant. 3.4 AU. Doesn't say anything about gravity. You know, I'm sure being a gas giant, there's tons of methane ammonia. You can make a crap load of rocket fuel with all that methane if you're running on methalox. But being a gas giant, it's probably attracted quite a few moons, and those moons are probably more valuable, you know, resources-wise.
Probe launched. Away.
What happens when these bars over here get full? You know, I'm pretty close to max on that platinum there. Urdak. There's a Krogan sounding name. If it's a brown dwarf, why does it have a day length?
Launching probe.
I mean, they could just call it, well, a gas giant. A brown dwarf is a kind of star, not a gas giant. So, I don't know, it's one of those gray areas. Maybe we shouldn't argue about that. Or maybe we should. Throw that down in the comments. Is a brown dwarf a star or a gas giant? If it's a star, why and how am I probing it as I am?
Probe launched.
Alright, that says it's poor. So, I guess it's time to go back to the fuel depot, spend virtual money. Too expensive fuel, buy some probes. finish exploring some systems. So what the heck is out here, eh? This is conveniently small. Ooh, but it's rich. Looks cool. Let's go back to see what it said. Dorgal. Ethane-soaked mush. Half gravity, 0.7 years. 51 hours is a pretty long day. And negative 88 Celsius is pretty cold. But half atmosphere, half gravity. Well, it's not bad. It just needs a little nudge. A little closer to its star. And it'll warm it up. Which will thicken the atmosphere. It'll be great. All you gotta do is move the planet. Which is part of why, as I've said in the past, it is far better to build some big space stations like Omega and live there.
Probe away.
Because it's a whole lot less work than terraforming a planet. In this case, you'd have to move the planet and still wait, who knows how long for everything to normalize again, geologically and temperately. Does that mean a word, temperately?
Probe launched.
Woo!
Probe launched.
Those numbers keep going up, even though my platinum is full. It looks like the bars just indicate roughly 25,000. But
Probe
let's
launched.
see. We're 34,200. And it's still a rich
Probe
planet.
away.
So much for the small solar system, trying to hit 2 solar systems with 1 load of probes. And I gotta figure out how to farm money just so I could buy more probes. Shouldn't Cerberus be giving me money for
Probe
this?
away. Probe away. Launching probe.
And, does the Normandy just have some, bulk storage bay for, random 35,770 platinum? I mean, what is that? Kilos? Pounds? Oh look, more platinum.
Probe away.
And it's still rich.
Probe launched.
Using up all the probes anyway. Alright. I know I said in a previous episode that I wasn't going to do this because it's boring and it's not exciting to watch. So, I swears. After this, I'll have my bearings again. I'll go through all my codex and lore and whatnot, figure out what's going on with the game. so I can pick up where I left off now that I've had a hiatus.
Probe launched.
And you won't have to see any more boring probing. Korar? I don't know. Thorium. 0.3 AU. 3 years. 40 Celsius. 0.2 G.
Launching probe.
Almost wish I could, throw the scanner around faster.
Probe launched.
I've got another planet to hit after this one, so we can't probe it as heavily as we did with that other mush world.
Launching probe.
More planet. 42,000? Question mark? 42,215. Should have guessed higher. And that is why I'm not a gambling man. Here's something tasty. Now, if only I could find element 0.
Launching probe. Launching
Maxed
probe.
out everything else. Alright, last probe.
Launching probe.
Saves us a lucky number 7. For the last planet in the system.
I have detected an anomaly.
Ooh, an anomaly. Extremely rare example of a habitable world circling a red dwarf. An independent Asari colony. Descendant, annexed to the Batarian hegemony. Hegemon? That word. I don't know. In 1913, causing a minor galactic incident. 1913. World War I. Or was that 1914? I'll have to check. I'm supposed to be a history buff. Low density, water-based crust, tidally locked. Population 4,700,000. 0.4 atmospheres, 40 Celsius, 0.6 G.
Probe launched. Probe away. Launching probe.
General distress. Beacon autoprocess interrupted at parse point ACO 655.
Probe launched.
What did I say about lucky number 7?
Found something.
Oh, we've actually got something to do. Signals determine Cerberus encryption. Unknown deep cover operatives. I planned to end this episode after scanning this planet, but I've got something new and exciting to do. Garrus is still healing. Let's take a Cerberus person and my DLC guy. We'll see what happens. Okay. So from reading the other thing about the planet, we know we're somewhere along the Terminator line because it's a tidally locked planet. So somewhere between the permanent day and permanent night. So that's how we create islands and big thunderstorms.
Watch out! Me, Shepard.
Who's next?
I was just playing a different game
Get down.
that is much more realistic FPS. You can see my hesitancy in the door there. I was like, I shot him a bunch. Why aren't they dead? Because I was used to that one-hit kill thing.
This'll put him down! Ha ha!
Well, since it's across all 3 games, I've now made 1,000 kills. We saw that little achievement down there. And start to bypass. Capacitators, resistors, ground. I don't know what those symbols are. Ground. So this is the other capacitor. Yes, capacitor. That is a word. It's a holdover from subject ID. Agent Rawlings. Encrypted data secured. Rawlings possessed a cipher. They had a hard time capturing them. Okay. Captured somebody. And he refused to give up an encryption password. And he died while being tortured. Guess the fighting goes on real time in the background. That's interesting to know. Shove it. Mom's dead. That was decent timing, actually. me
This will put them down.
without a sniper rifle. Those are some most ridiculous noises.
Impact shot.
I'm starting to like the Zaid guy more. That impact. Oh look, more platinum. 800. Is it 800 grams? Because there's no way in hell my other guesstimations of, you know, kilos or pounds are gonna work. You know, you can't just throw, you know, 800 pounds in Shepard's back pocket. She might be half cyborg, but she's only half cyborg. You feel me? Assuming that is Rollins.
This computer contains the encrypted intelligence extracted from the captured Cerberus agent. The information could adversely affect Cerberus if it were ever circulated publicly. Data received.
That's it? Alright, that's a thing. Okay. This is also a thing. If you ever happen to drive a tank, that's what a machine gun looks like. I don't know why the game backed out to the main menu. Say, I still had a couple probes left. Yeah, I'll launch a probe when I find something worth launching a probe at, like more platinum.
Probe away.
Iridium.
Launching probe.
One probe left. More iridium.
Probe launched.
Alright. Another solar system explored. I guess it's a good place to call it a night. Since our little excursion there actually caused some excitement. Even if it was a handful of Eclipse. Save the game. And I'll see the next one after this mid-length episode. You know, like, subscribe, comment, blah blah blah, usual YouTube stuff. Party hardy, my friends.